Carolina Herrera never wears logos. Diane von Furstenberg does not chase trends. And Helen Mirren? She simply ignores any rule that says mature women should dress age-appropriately. What do these women have in common? They discovered a secret the fashion industry tries to hide. True elegance does not shout. It whispers with such authority that everyone stops to listen. While younger women get lost in fast fashion and influencers sell illusions, there is a select group that speaks an entirely different visual language. They know something you need to discover. Why is it that some women enter any room and immediately command respect? Why do others, even after spending a fortune, still look like failed attempts? The answer lies in the 7 dressing habits of wealthy women over 50, and I am going to reveal each one to you. If you are tired of dressing the way everyone expects you to, subscribe now, activate the notification bell, and leave a like, because your maturity deserves to be celebrated, not hidden. But habit number 3 will shock you. They tailor, not accumulate. Do you know the difference between a woman who spends $1,000 on fast fashion and one who spends $300 on a single piece? The second has a tailor. Glenn Close does not wear anything that has not been touched by a professional. But here is the paradox. The average woman believes tailoring is a luxury only for the rich, so she buys 10 poorly cut pieces, thinking she is saving money. The result? She looks exactly like what she is, someone who chooses quantity over quality. But the women who understand the game know that a single tailored piece is worth more than an entire wardrobe of clothes that almost fit. They discovered that a 300 piece, adjusted by a 50 seamstress, surpasses a poorly cut 2,000 designer item. It is simple math that few master. They do not wear clothes, they wear body architecture. Gwyneth Paltrow can wear a basic white shirt and still look like she is headed to a gala dinner. That happens because every button, every stitch, every millimeter of that shirt was tailored for her body. These women would rather spend $300 on a perfect white shirt and have it tailored than buy 10 just okay shirts, because one perfect piece can multiply into 50 different looks. So, while other women collect clothes, she collects perfection. They build neutral palettes with rich touches. Have you noticed that young women use colors as if they were cries for attention? Hot pink, neon green, vibrant orange, all to stand out. But the women who truly understand the game discovered something fascinating. Neutral colors are elegant whispers that make more noise than any scream. Martha Stewart can wear a completely beige outfit and still be the most interesting person in the room. That happens because she knows neutrality does not mean boredom. She masters the tone-on-tone rule, combining light beige, medium beige, and dark beige in a single look, creating visual depth without the need for loud colors. So, while others compete with rainbows, she conquers with nuance. They follow the 70-20-10 formula: 70% neutral base, 20% in a deeper neutral, and 10% in subtle accents through accessories. They prefer to invest in a camel cashmere coat than in 10 cheap, colorful pieces, because high-quality neutrals elevate any look. But here is the secret. They choose 5 neutral tones that coordinate with one another to create endless combinations without ever going wrong. Alicia Florrick proves this consistently. A monochromatic outfit that looks simple from afar but reveals layers of sophistication up close. She turned minimalism into a statement of power. But here is the paradox. The less color she wears, the more memorable she becomes. The next habit will show you why they never follow the rule everyone else preaches. Shoes and bags, discreet but high quality. There is an unwritten rule in the world of mature elegance. The bigger the logo, the smaller the bank account. Young women carry bags that scream brand names as if they were walking billboards. But truly sophisticated women have discovered that real luxury whispers through the texture of the leather, not through golden letters. Anna Wintour carries handbags that cost as much as a small car, but you would never know it just by looking. That is because she understands that ostentation is the opposite of elegance. She invests in materials that speak for themselves. Leather that ages like wine, stitching that withstands decades, clasps that glide like silk. She always touches the leather before buying, because quality leather is soft like butter and has a distinctive scent that synthetics can never replicate. She follows the 3-year rule. She would rather buy a 3,000 bag she will use for 10 years than 10 300 bags that fall apart in 1 year. The same applies to shoes. Diane Keaton may wear a pair that costs more than 3 months of minimum wage, but the only sound they make is the perfect click of a well-constructed heel touching the floor, because quality shoes have soles that absorb impact, and if the heel makes excessive noise, it is a sign of cheap construction. She knows that bad shoes expose a woman instantly, but exceptional shoes elevate her, literally and figuratively. She chooses classic shapes in neutral colors that work with 80% of her wardrobe, and she spends on professional cleaning and leather conditioning, because a well-cared-for $2,000 bag is worth more than a new one that costs $1,000 and is poorly maintained. So, while others collect brands, she collects quality that lasts for generations. But wait until you discover what they do with clothes everyone considers too basic. They repeat pieces, masterfully. While younger women experience the existential drama of having nothing to wear with overflowing closets, truly elegant women have discovered the power of intelligent repetition. They do not dress to impress strangers on Instagram, so they can wear the same item 3 times in 1 week without feeling like they are committing a fashion crime. Princess Kate wore the same navy blue dress at 5 different events over the years, but each appearance looked like a completely new outfit. That is because she understands that variation is in the details, not in the main piece. She masters the 3 accessory formula. She takes the same base item and changes only the earrings, necklace, and shoes, creating completely different looks without buying anything new. She also follows the smart interval strategy, repeating the same piece, but never within the same social circle in the same week. The secret lies in treating your favorite pieces like ingredients in a refined recipe. A basic black dress becomes 5 different outfits, worn alone, with a blazer, with a cardigan, with a denim jacket, with a vest. Same item, 5 personalities. Emma Thompson has proven this for decades. She has 5 signature pieces that rotate constantly, and she builds infinite looks around them. How many times have you seen her wearing practically the same style? Yet she never looks repetitive because she masters the art of microchange. She turned repetition into a personal signature. But here is the paradox. The more she repeats, the more memorable her style becomes. The next habit will reveal why they break one of the most sacred rules in women's fashion. Less is always more when it comes to accessories. Have you noticed how insecure women decorate themselves like Christmas trees? Layers of necklaces, stacks of bracelets, earrings that swing like chandeliers, all to scream, "Look at me," because deep down, they are afraid of going unnoticed. But the women who truly master the game have discovered something liberating. When you have real confidence, you do not need to wear an entire store on your body. Julianne Moore can walk into a room wearing only a single silver ring and draw more attention than someone covered in jewels. That is because she understands that accessories are punctuation, not the entire paragraph. She uses the -1 rule. If in doubt between 2 accessories, she chooses only one. She keeps all accessories in the same metal tone to create instant visual harmony, and when she chooses a statement piece, everything else remains minimal. So, while other women compete to see who wears more, she wins by wearing less. The power lies in curation, not in quantity. Christine Baranski proves this daily. She prefers to invest in 5 exceptional basics that go with everything: a classic watch, pearl earrings, a delicate chain, a solitaire ring, and a thin bracelet. She has turned minimalism into maximum elegance. But here is the secret. Every piece she chooses serves a specific purpose. Nothing is random decoration. But the 6th habit will shock you. It is about something they never do, even though they are wealthy. They wear silence, not noise. There is a brutal difference between being dressed and being disguised. Young women often confuse attention with admiration, and so they leave the house looking like walking nightclubs: sequins at noon, necklines that defy gravity, prints louder than fire truck sirens. They break the rule of 3 discrete elements, mixing bold prints with loud colors and shiny fabrics, creating visual noise. But truly sophisticated women have discovered that true elegance is an intimate conversation, not a speech through a megaphone. Helen Mirren can wear a completely neutral outfit and still steal the spotlight at any event. That is because she understands that presence does not come from what you wear. It comes from how you wear it. She passes the silent entrance test. People think, "What an elegant woman," instead of "What a loud outfit." She chooses garments that whisper confidence. a silk blouse that glides like water, a skirt that traces her silhouette without revealing secrets, a coat that embraces without constriction. She follows the intelligent neckline rule. If she shows her legs, she covers her chest. If she reveals her shoulders, she keeps the length modest. The secret lies in the intention behind every choice. Sandra Bullock proves this constantly. When she wears something with shine, she selects only one focal point: a satin blazer or metallic shoes or a golden bag, never all at once. When she chooses prints, she opts for subtle patterns, fine stripes, small polka dots, delicate florals, that add interest without creating visual chaos. We never see her trying too hard, because she discovered that real strength does not need to shout. She turned discretion into a power statement. And here is the paradox: the less she tries to impress, the more impressive she becomes. The final habit will reveal their best-kept secret. They know that fabric is the true luxury. There is a vast difference between wearing a garment and being embraced by it. Inexperienced women believe that design is everything, so they buy items with interesting cuts made from fabrics that feel like perfumed cardboard, polyester that does not breathe, synthetic blends that make noise when walking, materials that wrinkle at the mere sight of a chair. But truly sophisticated women have discovered that fabric is the soul of the piece, not just its packaging. Julia Roberts can wear a simple merino wool dress and look more luxurious than someone in a synthetic designer label. That is because she understands that high-quality materials tell a different story. She always touches the fabric before buying. If it lacks proper weight or feels artificial to the touch, she dismisses it instantly. Wool embraces her body without tightening. Silk glides like water. Linen breathes and ages with dignity. She chooses fabrics that move naturally with the body. If the skirt does not sway softly as she walks, she knows it is inferior material. So, while other women chase labels, she seeks noble fibers. The secret lies in the physics of materials. Nicole Kidman proves this constantly. Her fabrics move with her, not against her. That is because she discovered that true cashmere drapes differently, that Egyptian cotton carries a different weight, that pure silk reflects light in a unique way. She calculates cost-benefit by the fabric. She prefers to pay more for cashmere that lasts for decades than to save on acrylic that distorts in months. She observes how the fabric behaves in natural light. True silk has a subtle, deep shine, while cheap synthetics appear flat and lifeless. She has turned textile knowledge into a secret weapon, and here is the revelation. The fabric speaks before the person even opens her mouth. Now you know all the secrets, but are you ready to use them? You now know the 7 secrets that separate elegant women from those who merely try to look elegant. Tailoring every piece, mastering neutral palettes, investing in discreet quality, repeating with mastery, wearing fewer but more intentional accessories, whispering instead of shouting, and choosing fabrics that embrace rather than compete. But here is the truth nobody tells you. These women do not dress to impress. They dress to honor who they are. And that difference, that silent confidence, is what makes them truly magnetic. Your elegance does not depend on your age, the size of your bank account, or your wardrobe. It depends on understanding that you are already valuable exactly as you are. Subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you are ready for this transformation, because the next video will reveal something that will completely change how you see yourself in the mirror. Elegance has no age limit. Comment below if you agree.